Like we said, second to none. Oh! He front kicked him in the face! So heavy his arms are now. Oh, he's exhausted. And, you know, he's... Oh, my goodness!
Body shot. Moicano was wobbled behind it, trying to hang in. The knee to the face. Top.
Broken win streaks in UFC. Some of the most legendary fighters have established themselves as immortals, while seeing them fall is something that is inevitable because even the king of the jungle gets old one day. Today, in this video on MMA Inside, we bring to you the most legendary streaks that were broken in UFC. Before we begin the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and this way you will never miss any updates from us. The Boogeyman Streak. Tony Ferguson is undeniably one of the most horrifying UFC fighters of all time. While there was a reason behind calling him the Boogeyman, the man made a legendary streak spanning over 12 fights, which came to an end after he was brutally knocked out by the current most violent fighter, Justin Gaethje.
Tony's hurt. He's hurt real bad.
Real hurt.
Oh, he's hurt bad. They're going to stop the fight.
That's it. Justin Gaethje stops Tony Ferguson in round 5.
After that, Tony's career went on to decline. El Cucuy lost the successive match to current lightweight champion Charles Oliveira. While as a UFC fan it hurts when a legend like Tony Ferguson is on the verge of the end of his career, but his victory spanning over 12 wins, which included the likes of Donald Cerrone, Kevin Lee, Dos Anjos, Edmonton Barboza, Albo Chorrillo, and the list goes on and on. It was definitely one of the most legendary win streaks, which was put to the bed by Gaethje with a brutal KO. The Spider win streak. There is no doubt that Anderson the Spider Silva is perhaps one of the most legendary fighters in MMA sport. And with that comes his win streak, which is probably the most legendary win streak of all time. Spanning for 7 years and over 16 fights, he has the longest reigning win streak in all of the UFC. However, this reign of the Spider came to an end. The tombstone to his UFC streak was given by Chris Weidman, as he knocked Silva right in the first minute of the second round.
Oh, wow, he tried a crescent kick on him. Anderson. Oh, my, he got hit. Looking to finish it. It is all over. Chris Weidman is the UFC middleweight champion. My goodness.
Since then, Silva failed to recover and went on to lose many fights. Regardless of that, his legendary reign spanned across the likes of Rich Franklin, Dan Henderson, Vitor Belfort, Jared Cannonier, Israel Adesanya, and most recently Uriah Hall, which was his last fight before retiring. With such a great accolade, the Spider is regarded as the greatest ever middleweight to ever step into the UFC octagon. The win streak of the Mighty Mouse. Demetrius Johnson is unarguably the best flyweight bantamweight. His win streaks in UFC was legendary, spanning over 13 wins. The Mighty Mouse made a name for himself in the MMA community amongst one of the GOATs of the game. In his whole UFC career, Mighty Mouse was only defeated twice. His first loss came against Dominic Cruz. After that, he went on to win the Flyweight Championship, in which he defended his title a record 11 times. There are so many accolades to this man's name, so much so that if we start to count now, it would take days for just finishing what he has achieved in this sport. His streak was ended by Henry Cejudo in a rematch of their previous bout in 2016. Mighty Mouse is undeniably amongst the top 5 ever in the UFC octagon. The Bones Streak. This winning streak is perhaps the most controversial amongst every streak. It makes us question the greatness of Jones just because the multiple drug test fails. If we take it aside, there is no doubt this win streak is on the golden podium of UFC. While the breaking of this streak has the most controversial reality, it still can't take away any legendary moments that Jon Jones produced inside the octagon. The winning streak came to an end after his 13 victories when the referee declared the matchup against Daniel Cormier as no contest by CSAC. It was due to the reason that Jones failed drug tests. Max Holloway Streak. Max Holloway is perhaps the most likable fighter in all of the UFC. The guy is cool and has a damn personality. But when it comes to the octagon, he is not shy away from his skills. Actually, Max is perhaps amongst the best stand-up fighters in all of the UFC. Holloway rose up after the loss against McGregor, when he had gone on to win 13 consecutive fights, which included the fighters like Charles Oliveira, Anthony Pettis, Jose Aldo twice, and Brian Ortega. His win streak was broken by now lightweight Dustin Poirier.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision and new interim UFC lightweight champion of the world, Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
Given that, he went on to defeat Holloway twice in his career. Max Holloway may be past his prime now, but there's no denial to what he has achieved inside the octagon. The Jose Aldo streak. This one is perhaps the most special ending amongst every win streak on this list. There is no doubt that Jose Aldo was perhaps the best bantamweight at the time. It is crazy to think that he still is listed at number 5, given he had won nothing considerable since 2015. Conor McGregor not only defeated Jose Aldo, but also his greatness and the confidence that made him the best of his time.
Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo Jr. Conor relaxed, smiling. Oh no! He slapped him! Conor McGregor is the new UFC featherweight champion of the world! Oh!
The crazy thing about Jose Aldo was he had a winning streak of over 10 years when he won 16 straight fights in his MMA career. He defended his title for a whopping 10 years, which is a feat of legends. It is no hidden truth that this guy has taken the high ride of the UFC, but fell to the lowest after the defeat. Still, nothing can take away his legacy among the greatest. So that's enough from us today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to give us a like if you did. Hey, subscribe or Khabib will smash you. And I'll see you in the next video.